Repeat after me. I will negotiate. Negotiation is part of the interview process. Every single person at every single level negotiates their offer. The reason being is that recruiters, hiring managers, companies have a budget for what they can deliver in an offer in terms of salary, equity, all sorts of benefits. And so what you're receiving is within a range of that budget. You can always push towards the higher end of that budget, and there's always room to push towards that higher end of the budget, unless, of course, the company tells you there isn't, which is also at times a negotiation tactic. But your part of the bargain, what you need to do is move past the fear of asking for more and making sure that you're asking for something that's aligned with your worth in that role. Companies like levels.fyi, which is a website, by the way, that shows you what you should be getting paid at whatever level that you're interviewing for, specifically for software engineers, product managers, and data scientists. But I believe there's other resources out there like Glassdoor and other pieces that will give you insight on what your salary should be according to the market to help you calibrate, which just means make sure you're holding the recruiter or the hiring manager or the company accountable to paying you what you deserve. And in those conversations, when you're asking for what you deserve, you're negotiating, and you should do that every single time. The best way to negotiate is to make sure that when you accept an offer from someone, before you sign on the dotted line, you get all your details written up in an email. Whether or not they give you a Google Doc or they reinforce it over for you on the phone, you want to make sure you can see those details in front of you. And then you can make an ask, which I recommend you do so asynchronously, meaning via email or text or whatever it is, and whatever way you're communicating with your recruiter, off the phone, so they can think about a way to respond to you. And so you have time yourself to think about what you're asking for, versus being pressured to make an ask on the phone with someone that's highly trained in negotiating. A recruiter negotiates 10 times a month, whereas someone that's looking for a job like us, we're probably negotiating once a year. Some of us even once a career, which is obviously a lot less rare nowadays because we're changing jobs more quickly. But the important part being, make sure you negotiate. What you negotiate for is something else that you should 100% pay attention to. And that's why I recommend that you take some time after you receive an offer to think about what you want to ask for it, and ask for it in an email or in a text message or in a LinkedIn message, whatever it may be. So that way the other person has time to think about it as well, and we don't get caught up in the heat of the moment. So again, repeat after me. I will negotiate. It's a non-negotiable, right? It's part of the process. And what you want to do is put yourself in position to know what you're negotiating for, so that way you can respond back to the person after they've sent you your offer with a nice, thank you, I'm grateful, appreciative note. But additionally, I want to ask for X, Y, and Z, which is industry standard and is very important for you to practice as you continue on in your career.